Imagine walking into a room full of people and instantly feeling your heart race, your thoughts spiral, and your body tense up, not because anything bad has happened, but because something might. For millions of people around the world, this is not imagination. It is daily life. Social anxiety is often misunderstood as shyness or introversion, but psychologically, it runs much deeper. It affects how people think, feel, perceive themselves, and interact with the world. Understanding social anxiety requires looking beyond surface behavior and into the inner mental and emotional processes that shape a person's experience. Social anxiety is rooted in an intense fear of being judged, rejected, or negatively evaluated by others. Psychologically, the brain of a socially anxious person is constantly scanning for social threats. Simple interactions like making eye contact, answering a question, or speaking in a group can feel as dangerous as physical threats. The mind interprets neutral expressions or casual comments as signs of disapproval, even when no such judgment exists. One of the most powerful psychological patterns in social anxiety is negative self-perception. People with social anxiety often believe they are awkward, boring, or inadequate. These beliefs feel like facts, even though they are usually distorted and unfair. The mind highlights every small mistake while ignoring positive reactions. A brief pause in speech or a minor slip of words can replay in their thoughts repeatedly, creating a sense of failure that lingers long after the moment has passed. Another major psychological factor is anticipatory anxiety. These imagined scenarios feel real to the brain, triggering anxiety hours or even days in advance. By the time the event arrives, the person is already emotionally exhausted during social interactions. People with social anxiety become highly self-focused. Instead of engaging naturally, their attention turns inward. They monitor their voice, facial expressions, posture, and every word they say. This constant self-observation disrupts natural communication and increases anxiety. The more they try to control how they appear, the more unnatural and tense they feel. The body also plays a significant role. Social anxiety activates the fight-or-flight response. This can cause sweating, trembling, blushing, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, or a shaky voice. Psychologically, these physical symptoms become another source of fear. The person worries that others will notice their anxiety, which increases the symptoms even more. This creates a vicious cycle where fear feeds physical reactions, and physical reactions feed fear. Avoidance is a common coping behavior. To escape discomfort, people with social anxiety may avoid social gatherings, phone calls, presentations, or even casual conversations. Avoidance provides temporary relief, but psychologically it strengthens anxiety over time. Each avoided situation reinforces the belief that social interaction is dangerous and unbearable, making future encounters even more intimidating. Emotionally, social anxiety is often accompanied by intense self-criticism and shame. Many individuals compare themselves constantly to others and feel inferior. They assume everyone else is confident, socially skilled, and accepted, while they see themselves as flawed. This emotional pain is often hidden, which is why social anxiety can go unnoticed or misunderstood by others. It is important to understand that social anxiety does not mean a lack of desire for connection. In fact, many people with social anxiety deeply want friendships, relationships, and acceptance. The fear of rejection simply becomes stronger than the desire to connect. This inner conflict can lead to loneliness and a feeling of being trapped inside one's own mind. Psychologically, social anxiety often develops from earlier life experiences. Childhood criticism, bullying, rejection, or growing up in overly critical or controlling environments can teach the brain that social situations are unsafe. Over time, these experiences form deep beliefs about the self and the world that continue into adulthood unless they are challenged. Despite how overwhelming social anxiety feels, it is not permanent. The brain is capable of change. With awareness, gradual exposure, and learning to challenge negative thoughts, people can slowly reduce fear and rebuild confidence. Understanding the psychology behind social anxiety is the first step. Long before a social situation happens, the mind begins predicting negative outcomes. The person imagines embarrassing themselves, being laughed at, or saying something wrong. First step toward breaking the cycle. Social anxiety is not weakness. It is a human response shaped by fear, learning, and survival instincts. Behind the silence and avoidance is a person who feels deeply, thinks intensely, and wants to belong like everyone else. When we understand this, judgment turns into empathy. If this topic resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on it. Share your thoughts, talk about your experiences, or pass this message on to someone who might feel unseen. Feeling understood can be the beginning of healing.